Hello everyone, it is Music with Ben here, back at it again with another tier list. Today we're doing the Rush tier list like I promised, I think in the comment sections of the first two videos. I was in the process of listening to this discography when I was doing those, and now we're about to do this. Before we get into it, I want to give a quick introduction. The other videos, I said another name, Epsilon, that was my old channel, but now I've created this channel to share my music experience. Gonna be listening to tons of different music, posting shorts about it, doing tier lists, top 10 songs. Like I might do a top 10 songs from Rush after this video. Expect that up soon. And just a bunch of other music related stuff. And let me know in the comments what artists you want me to listen to. And I'll tell you if I've listened to them or not in a reply comment. But, anyways, I started my journey with Rush this year. I think I listened to this one. I think I was in my car. I listened to the debut album in my car, and ever since I kind of got hooked. And it was after I had listened to the other two that you've seen on my channel, and I was like, I want to do Rush because I want to see what Rush is all about. Because I've heard Tom Sawyer, I had heard this whole album, never heard anything else, so I wanted to experience it. And it was a great experience. I loved it. I listened to them. I listened to them while I hiked because they give me a lot of energy. And so far, I'm loving it. And I'm going to see them in concert this year. Anyways, let's get to the ranking. First, we're going to rank. I should have organized these, but we're just going to go first album to their current one, Clockwork Angels, or their last one, Clockwork Angels. Angels. Whatever. Anyways, let's rank the first one now. The first one, Rush, is debut album. And anyways, by the way, there's not Feedback on here. Feedback, the cover album. All right, the debut. I would say the debut for me. This one is. I remember this really got me hooked on listening to the whole discography after this because it is so. Even though it doesn't have Neo on it, that's the biggest thing that knocks it, and it also doesn't sound like anything else that they would ever produce because they were not really progressive or they weren't really Rush right here. This was them emulating Led Zeppelin. They were Canadian Led Zeppelin, Bad Company, just whole different, just blues, and they do it well. I think this, even though the lyrics aren't the best, it still has some bangers on it, and the guitar solos by Alex on here, absolutely incredible. I think some of the highlight songs on here are definitely Finding My Way, Take a Friend, and Working Man. I love those songs, especially Working Man. Working Man is definitely one of my favorite songs to run to. If you guys didn't know, I love to run, and that's one of my favorite songs to run to. It's just such a vibe, especially when you get that guitar solo, man. And this album, I would definitely give it. There's a lot of tiers here. I don't know. I don't know if anything's. There might be some things in F. I don't know. I'm gonna put this in a solid. I don't know if I should have rules and how. Maybe a 3 per tier. Maybe I'll be more brutal. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this B, but subject to change later on if I see something else that I really like. Next album, Fly By Night. Fly By Night is definitely, looking back, I would say Fly By Night, out of all these albums, I've definitely listened to the other songs on them less than other ones, but the top 3 on it, as far as the hits and not the deep cuts, and I do love the deep cuts, even though Rivendell, there's some weird production stuff with that. I like this album, but I would definitely say, maybe actually I'll move this into C and I'll put this into B. I like this album. Anthem's good. I listen to a lot while I'm running too. Spytor and the Snow Dogs, their first introduction into progressive rock, and of course Fly By Night, the most commercial song on the album, is still pretty good. And In the End, that's pretty good too. I'm gonna put that in B. It's not doesn't it's still they're still shaping up here. They're not in their full form as far as being progressive, and they dabble in the long song here, but it's not as memorable. I remember listening to this while playing video games too. This was pretty good, but I'm gonna put it in B for now. All right, next, Caress of Steel. Caress of Steel. And by the way, these Rush albums, some of these almost all Rush albums are better than a lot of other people's discography, but I'm just rating them compared to each other. Don't be mad at me, Rush fans. I love Rush. I'm getting into it this year. I'm seeing them in live concert this year. I didn't see him because I'm only 20 years old. And my dad wasn't too big into him. I got into him this year. I'm so sad that I didn't get to see Neil, but I'll get to see Alex and Getty though. Anyways, Caress of Steel. Caress of Steel. This might shock some people. Actually, it might not shock some. I might consider put this in B. I love the Necromancer and Lakeside Park and Fountain Little Meth and Bastille. This was a good. I was very because like I didn't know what this album was about. I had never heard a song off it before, unlike most of the other ones. Like I'd heard stuff off. I've heard Working Man. I heard Fly By Night before, and like 2112, but like I'd never heard anything off this album, and it's dark and it's kind of cool. The Necromancer, I love the guitar solo. That's one of the best from this early. I love the guitar solo in Necromancer. And the only bad thing about it, I think I'm going bald. That is one of the worst Rush songs I think ever. It is so bad, but it's not as bad as some other people's are. Like The Police's Mother. That's not even comparable to that. It's way better than that. I think I'm gonna put this in C, but it could change. I'm only be able to put three albums in three spots. So I'm gonna put that in C. And we'll change this tier list if it gets bad. All right, next album, 2112. 2112, I think, is an A tier. It's not S, but it is phenomenally just an A tier album. I think that this album, it hits. Like that first side, you get so drawn into it. And I like all the songs, on side 2. Even though they're not as like heavy hitters as 2112. Passage of Bangkok's good. I love that song. I remember listening to that when I first heard it, and it's been on my playlist ever since. Twilight Zone, that's on my playlist too. Tears is okay, and Something for Nothing is okay. Lessons is okay too, but like it's not as good as the other albums, like the B side, but like I would put this in A. That's all I need to be said. It's one of the best epics ever, or the best progressive rock long songs ever. So, all right, next is, you know what it is. It is Farewell to Kings. Farewell to Kings. I remember listening to this, and I would say Farewell to Kings is A tier. For me, I like their progressive stuff, but like I would say out of their heavy progressive era, I love Hemispheres the most because it's the pinnacle of all of it. But if these two albums flow, this and Hemispheres, oh my gosh, I'll cut that up. This one flows really good into that one, but there are songs on this like Cinderella Man, I'm not the big fan of. Close to the Heart's amazing, one of their most commercial songs again, but it's amazing. I can play that with my dad and he won't get pissed off. He's not the biggest Rush fan, but I am. Xanadu, amazing. Farewell to Kings is pretty good, and then Madril and Cygnus, X1, Book 1, The Voyage. I just love this album. I think Xanadu and Cygnus, two of the better epics that they do, especially with Cygnus flowing into the next album, which is one of my favorites, and which I'll talk about. But overall, I think Farewell to Kings is A tier. Next, we got Hemispheres. Hemispheres, S tier, all the way. I think Hemispheres is the start of probably one of my favorite 3-album runs from any artist ever. This, man, I remember when I first heard this, I was blown away. And just amazed that it was only 4 songs, but these 4 songs are so gosh darn good. Book 2 of Cygnus, X1, Hemispheres, amazing. Circumstances, amazing. Love Getty's high-pitched vocals in that. The Trees, amazing, good story about oaks and maples and the unions. And then my favorite Rush song of all time. It's in contention for favorite Rush song of all time, but also just could be favorite instrumental. But probably is my favorite Rush song, Strangiato. Like, I can't imagine how someone could have that in their head. How Strangiato was just made, like thought about in Getty, Alex, and Neil's brain. And the fact that they wanted to try to record that song in one take, but it was so hard. This whole album was so hard that they had to split the song up in multiple sections. And they were recording this outside at Europe. I can't remember when. You're going to roast me in the comments for not knowing. I watched that documentary, but I still forgot. But this album is this is when I realized like the other albums, I loved them and I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep going. But this was when I was like, man, I could listen to this band for the rest of my life. And I probably will, because this is amazing. And I'll probably listen to Strangiato forever. I'll probably play it at my wedding or something. I don't know. This is so good. So good. I hope they play this with Annika Niles on the show I go to. If they don't, whatever, but I just want to I feel like I can, this song for me, I air guitar to when Alex does that solo in the middle, and he's doing the muted note thing, or whatever it is, and then he just immediately just switches course, goes into a large bend, and I just do that every time whenever I'm listening to it. I pretend I have a guitar in my hand, even though I don't know how to play guitar at all, but I love it. And Neil's drumming on that, so good. Chef's kiss. All right, next is, where is it? Permanent Waves. Permanent Waves, easiest S tier ever. Easy S tier. It is S tier because it is a big change, but it is just pinnacle Rush, what they were trying to go for after they had kind of burned themselves out from doing the long songs, the longer progressive songs. But it is just a well-balanced between great music or great instrumentation and great lyrics too. Like Spirit of the Radio, amazing lyrics and great instrumentation, like every Rush song pretty much, except for a few, if you know what they are. Spirit of Radio, amazing. Free Will, even though it is, they're a little fishy. I'm religious, but I just say God's will whenever I listen to it. You can make fun of me for that. I love Rush. I don't take anything against them. I'll listen to anything. Jacob's Ladder is amazing. Entre Nos, roast me again. I'm not really good at pronunciation. Different Strings and Natural Science. This album's so good. Like I listened to this on vinyl like a week ago, and it was so good. It made me remember how good it was, especially on vinyl. Everything sounds better on vinyl for me, especially any of the guitar solos and the drum parts. This album's amazing, and I highly recommend, if you're watching this and you're new to Rush, I would recommend the 3 that I'm talking about, and the one that I'm about to put into the S tier, to nobody's surprise, which I will probably rank above Hemispheres, even though, yeah, I'll definitely find myself listening to Moving Pictures more than Hemispheres, mostly because Hemispheres is good, but it does have long songs on them. And I'm not going to always want to listen to a long song, but I still want to listen to Rush and hear the instrumentation and the virtuosity of them. So, Moving Pictures, easy S tier. One of the best albums of all time. I don't care should have been on the Rolling Stone top 100 albums list. I don't know what they're thinking, but it has just straight banger after banger after banger. Even though some people say that side 2 is a little bit lackluster, I disagree. Camera Eye is amazing. It's a 10-minute song on this album, and it's so good. Witch Hunt is good. Vital Signs is good. And then, of course, the first 4, one of the best sides of an album ever: Tom Sawyer, Reg Barchetta, YYZ or YYZ, and then Limelight. I think Tom Sawyer is definitely what got me into Rush, and then Limelight, and then I think Spirit of the Radio. But like, anyone who's been around music has definitely heard a song off this album, and I would, for newer Rush fans like myself, I would definitely say it's one of the probably most predominant ways you get into them. And then once you hear all the other stuff, it's so interesting to see where Alex, Geddy, and Neil came from the first album without Neil, and then the first album with Neil, and then the progressive era, and then this era where they're trying to be more shorter songs, but also just incredible musicianship and experimenting, incorporating keyboards and all this stuff. And it is so inspiring, and I just love it. And this music is so great, and I definitely will listen to this album for the rest of my life. W Moving Pictures. Next is Signals. Hold up. Let me put it in the right spot. Signals. I would definitely put this in A tier, or it's borderline S for me. I'll put it. Okay, top of A is probably good, but this album for me, actually, I'll put it in S. This is a amazing 4-album run, if I'm being honest. Yeah, this is an amazing 4-album run. Like this, even though this is more of they're phasing into putting more digital synthesizers into their music, it doesn't really. They're still Rush, even though some people didn't like it. I love this. Subdivision is good. Analog Kid's good. Chemistry is good. I like Countdown for some reason. I don't know why. New World Man, I definitely see why people didn't like that at the time. And some of the stuff that's on here, I'm like, yeah, I could see why some people wouldn't want this or wouldn't like this out of Rush. But I like it. I would definitely say S tier. And I could listen to Subdivisions and Analog Kid and The Weapon a lot and not get bored. I love Subdivisions, one of my favorite Rush songs of all time. Definitely is going to be in the top 10 when we do it. If I'm speeding through this, I just don't want to make this video super long. So we can just talk in the comments if you want to know my opinions on certain songs that I'm not covering. Anyways, next we have Grace Under Pressure. I would definitely put Grace Under Pressure in A. Grace Under Pressure. I remember listening to this. I went into this because this is completely unknown. Like, I had heard Subdivisions on some like React video that I watched, or like on some video on YouTube. But I never heard anything from this album. And then I went through it and I'm like, this is fire. Like I think the first 5 songs I really vibed with. Some of them had a little bit weird, first 6 actually. Some of them did have weird parts in them that I didn't enjoy, but I overall loved them. The only thing that I sometimes find weird about these 80s albums is the lack of guitar, but still makes up with the lyrics and the drums. But I still think this is a great album. A tier, amazing. Distant Early Warning's good. After Image is good. Red Sector A is amazing. Enemy Within, Body Electric. I love Body Electric. I love singing that 1-0-0-1-0-0. I love that singing that. Between the Wheels is good. I love this album. But as far as albums, if I wouldn't listen, I would definitely put on 2112 over this. And same with Pharaoh to Kings, even though it has Cinderella Man. But I would definitely put it A. I definitely do like this, 100%. And then our next album, let me find it. There it is. Nope, that's the wrong one. Benjamin, brother. We have Power Windows. Power Windows, for me, I actually liked this. I actually kind of liked this. I'm gonna put Power Windows in A tier. A tier for me. It still was a weird getting used to all the synths after this first bit for me, especially when I listened to it when I was hiking. Um, but I still say I like it. And hold up, could you guys hear me this entire time? Well, we'll figure it out in the edit. Whatever. All right. I would definitely say I like this. Big Money is good. Manhattan. I actually like Manhattan Project. I have that downloaded on my phone. Territories is pretty good. Um, other than, it's just I like. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I would keep this B A. I was contemplating putting it in B, but I would keep this A. There's some stuff that more fits into the B category compared to this. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too. This is a good album. Marathon's good. I love Marathon, Manhattan Project, and Big Money. Those are definitely top songs on the album. But this next album, this is where I definitely saw a change in my philosophy around the band. This album was the first one where I was like, there's a couple stinkers on this album that are not good. And that's why I'm probably going to put it. It's probably going to go in either. Nothing's F, by the way. It's probably going to go either. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in C, and then probably move Rush debut up. This is probably C. It's not a lot for me. Not a lot of memorable songs on here. Besides, like the hit, obviously, "Time Stand Still." I love Missions. Missions is great. Um, Lock and Key. I think no, actually, I didn't like that one. I can't remember. I like the version of Turn the Page. It's pretty good. And then, hold up one second. Yeah. All right. Never mind. Sorry, I was getting distracted. I lost track of something on my other screen. But what am I doing? Can I just search? All right. Hold Your Fire definitely is a C tier album for me. I'm sorry. There's going to be a cut there. Definitely C tier for me. This is where some of the songs definitely, I was like, some of these aren't hitting. Like Taishan, I don't know what they're doing. Like the weird Oriental Lock and Key, but I would definitely say it's still a good album. It's not bad, but there's definitely some songs on here that I do not want to like listen to again in a playlist or as I go through the album again, like on a re-listen. Like I think I've done a re-listen to this. I don't remember. Definitely, I would say C tier. Next up is Presto. Presto, I would put Presto in D tier. Presto is kind of just like Hold Your Fire, but a little bit worse for me. There's some songs on here that I liked, like for instance Warpaint and Show Don't Tell. But there's other songs I was like, I don't know if this just doesn't seem like the Rush that I really love. Like Superconductor, it's really cheesy, even though there was a cheesy song that I liked earlier. But I don't know if I really like Superconductor that much. Other songs that I liked off this album, Available Light was pretty good, and Red Tide. But other than that, it's just I don't know if it's not their best. I don't like this area that they were in the 90s. Like the production was a little weird, but it was still a great listen on on my computer, and I'm probably going to get all these out on vinyl, so they'll probably all sound good. I have a decent collection so far, but definitely out of the ones so far, not my favorite. And then next one is Roll the Bones. Roll the Bones. I would put this bottom of C tier. I think it's a little bit better than Presto. Roll the Bones, I liked actually a couple of songs on here. I liked Ghost of a Chance, Big Wheel, Face Up, Bravado, and Dreamline. But the moments that weigh it down is definitely the rapping on Roll the Bones. Everyone knows that. And I went into this album nervous because I heard about that, not ever listened to the song, but I heard about it. But the song was actually kind of good until the rapping came in, and I was like, it's a good song until the rapping comes in. I just would, if the rapping was not on this would be like a solid, it could be an A, or no, a B. I'm sorry. But just the rapping, man, is good. I like Big Wheel a lot. I like Bravado. Bravado's got the killer riff, and it made me energized for the hike that I think I listened to this on a hike too. If you can't tell, I love listening to albums while I'm hiking. And this was amazing to listen to on a hike. Some of the songs, except for Roll the Bones. I would definitely say C tier. That might be controversial, but C tier for that one. Counterparts. I would put this as probably bottom tier of B. I liked Counterparts a lot. Every song was kind of a vibe on here. It was a good listen. I liked them kind of scaling back on the synths and focusing on being more riff heavy. But sometimes there was still a little goofiness. For instance, on Double Agent, I didn't like the talking over part. I think it was Double Agent. Correct me in the wrong. I remember listening to this a while ago. I haven't listened to every album back. It's been a long journey of listening to this, and I finished last week, so I haven't got a chance to re-listen to every album. But I would definitely say, for me, this one is A because it just flowed really good. I love Leave That Thing Alone, the instrumental. That's on my playlist now. And every song on here was really good to listen to. It was really good to hear riff-based Rush again, more rock and roll and less synth. And it was very fun and very energetic. Some parts, like Secret Agent, were a little bit bad, but you never know. Next one is Test for Echoes. This one might be I'm gonna put it in D. It's I think out of all of the albums, they all have like a definite favorite song for me, and a song that could be in potential to be like a top 50 song, top 20, or not top 20, top 30. But this is not very memorable. Nothing's really that. It just goes, it comes and goes, this album, and nothing really sticks with me from what I remember of this. But a lot of the other albums, even Presto, like Warpaint stuck with me, but like this, nothing really stuck with me for this. Some of the highlight songs, Test for Echoes is good, the title track. Color of Right's decent, Half the World's decent, and Time and Motion. But other than those songs, but even though those songs aren't that memorable, I hope I don't upset anyone with this. I'm a little bit of a new Rush fan. Even though I've listened to the whole discography, I'm only in like 5 months, but I wanted to do this ranking, put it on here, and then maybe do another one once I've listened to everything a lot more. But this is my initial thoughts. So I'll definitely say Test for Echoes is D tier. Here we go with probably the worst 2 runs for them. I'll put Vapor Trails in F. For Rush, by the way, this is not comparing to anyone but themselves. Vapor Trails. What do I say about Vapor Trails? It was just like Test for Echoes, a little bit boring to get through. Nothing really stuck except for the first song on the album, which was One Little Victory. That's pretty good, and that's probably the highlight of the album for me. Like, out of everything, it is definitely the highlight. And it's probably the only song I'm ever going to really listen to, besides maybe Ghostwriter. But it just doesn't really flow that well. Or it flows, but it's not very memorable. The guitar tones on here is not my favorite thing that Alex has ever done. It reminds me of music that I don't really like. Some of the guitar tones on here, like rock music that I don't like, but it's still a good album compared to other people, but it's not a good Rush album in my opinion. And then Snakes and Arrows is kind of the same boat. Nothing really memorable for me on here that I want to go back and listen to a lot. The instrumentals are cool. Far Cry is good, but it's just it's not that good, and it's sad that it's not sad actually because the next album's pretty good, but you can. It was just it was not the best. But I know for these albums, it was good to know that Rush could come back together for these last three after what happened to Neil and make these albums. And some of these, you feel a lot of that, like the emotion of coming back, but they were definitely not the best Rush albums. And then lastly, Clockwork Angels. Clockwork Angels, I'm going to put that in B tier, honestly. I listened to it, the most recent out of all these albums, and I would say it beats out the 4 albums that came before it. Or no, 3 albums that came before it. And it's really good. I have a lot of songs that I've liked off this album, and I would definitely say Caravan's good, Carney's good, Halo Effect's good, Wreckers, The Garden, Headlong Flight, love it. The Garden's such an epic way for them to end. And yeah, I don't know what to say. It's so good. And that is my tier list. I'm going to see if I need any changes by looking at this, but I don't think I do. I would not change anything. Maybe the order on some of these, maybe. I think they're all good. I think that's good. All right. Everyone, thank you for watching this video on my Rush rankings. This was my first time ever diving into progressive rock, and I would definitely say I'm hooked on it. And let me know any other progressive rock bands you want me to listen to and rank in the future, and maybe I'll do videos reacting to it. I've never done that before. Let me know if you want that. Comment down below what you would change, what you agree or disagree with, if I yap too much. And comment down below your 10 favorite Rush songs, so I can get a little preview of your guys's when I upload mine in the next couple weeks. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and make sure to drop a like and comment and subscribe for more daily or weekly, probably, music content. Thanks everyone for watching. Goodbye.